This next place is the last of its kind in the city, which is strange considering that their product is as New York as the bagel or thin crust pizza. Here is Gomberg Seltzer Works. Gone are the days of the milkman, bread truck, and seltzer man. Wait, scratch that. Seltzermen who hearken to the days of cold water apartment flats and the corner soda fountain are still making their rounds. Thankfully, there are still a few families and restaurants who appreciate the difference between seltzer made by a corporate conglomerate and the real stuff. Seltzer simply made with New York City tap water and hand-filled in classic glass seltzer bottles. We have Gomberg Seltzer Works to thank for this antiquated but beloved part of New York City culture. They are the last in the city still making seltzer by hand. Ask Kenny the difference between his seltzer and store-bought brands, and he looks like he just sucked on a lemon.
Seltzer out of a plastic bottle is seltzer out of a plastic. It's not even seltzer, but it is technically. What you're drinking is something that doesn't have much bite. This seltzer, as I said, is in a pressurized bottle. It has bite. When you drink that seltzer, it goes down the back of your throat. It should hurt. Good seltzer should hurt.
Located on a rather bland commercial section of Canarsie, Brooklyn, Kenny, along with his brother-in-law, Irv Resnick, without fanfare, are keeping authentic seltzer in the city where it became famous.
Gomberg Seltzer Works has been around since 1953. My grandparents started it back then. We plan to go on as long as there's a demand.
Gomberg Seltzer Works is essentially a bottler for the remaining independent seltzermen left in the city. Part of the appeal is that they use original bottles from the heyday of the seltzer industry. These thick and heavy glass bottles are often etched or printed with delightful logos of seltzer companies long gone. Upon walking into the bottling plant, one is first greeted by stacks upon stacks of these vintage bottle beauties, which are waiting to be filled in their equally antique wooden crates. Making and bottling seltzer is not a streamlined and automated process, rather an exercise in ingenuity and creativity.
The filling machines themselves are Barnett and Foster siphon fillers. They were made in England many, many years ago. They're old and they're worn and they need a lot of TLC, and there aren't many people left to repair the machinery. And I've taken off of old machines that are no longer working. I just cannibalize the machine until all those parts are gone.
When the machines are running smoothly, making seltzer begins with good old-fashioned New York City tap water, which is often underappreciated when it comes to its quality.
Triple filtered New York City tap water and carbon dioxide gas. That's it. There are no preservatives, no additives, no colors, no chemicals, nothing. The filling machine is just a carousel that goes around and the seltzer bottles go on there. The seltzer goes in because it's all under pressure. The seltzer is actually made in a carbonator. That is a small vessel where water is drawn in and CO2 gas is forced in under pressure, and a series of paddles inside the carbonator just rotate and mix and bond the water and CO2 molecules together and make seltzer.
And with keeping with their old-fashioned ways, Gomberg Seltzer Works has no website and they do not advertise. Still, business is brisk, with them often filling 210-bottle cases weekly. And Jewish High Holy Days are still their busiest time of the year. Kenny says the family Seltzer Works is still being discovered for the first time by old-timers.
When people find out that we're still bottling seltzer, it is funny. There are people who, when they find us, they call up and all they want to do is share stories of their past. And they don't necessarily want the product, they just want to talk about it. And I sometimes feel like a therapist listening to their ramblings about about the old times.
And if you're interested in home or business delivery of Gomberg Seltzer, they are open regular business hours during the week.